Hi, my name is Stephanie, and today I will be presenting my field project on the effects of preventative behavior interventions on escalated behaviors and academic engagement using functional communication training and a token economy system. So, the purpose of this project was to reduce escalated behaviors and increase academic engagement for a kindergarten student with developmental delay by implementing preventative evidence-based strategies within the classroom environment. Now, an overview of the student. So, the student in this project is a kindergarten student with developmental delay, and he has strengths in math and he enjoys playing chess, especially with his preferred adult. However, he does have some supports needed with communication, emotional regulation, and academic engagement. It is important to note that this student was identified because he had a lot of difficulty throughout the school year, especially transitioning from the pre-K environment to a kindergarten environment, which was very different. And in this, we encountered a lot of escalated behaviors, which led me to identify him as a student of need for this project. So, prior to intervention, the student engaged in frequent escalated behaviors, such as hitting, throwing items, and eloping. These behaviors most often occur during academic demands, transitions, and non-preferred tasks, and they resulted in him frequently being removed from instruction, which did limit his learning opportunities. Now, why does this matter? So it is important to note that this case study matters and assisting the student is important because repeated removal from instruction impacts both his academic progress and his social development. In this case, behavior was replacing communication, which highlighted the need for preventative supports and skill building strategies. For the intervention to address these concerns, we used a multi-component intervention. This included functional communication training, a token economy system, relationship building, and proactive emotional regulation supports. For the behavior intervention portion, functional communication training was used. The student was taught to appropriately request help or a break using visual communication cards. The responses were then reinforced immediately, which helped replace escalated behaviors with appropriate communication. For the academic intervention, a token economy system was implemented. The student was given 6 reduced academic tasks, and he earned a chess puzzle piece for each of those tasks that he completed. Once he completed the puzzle board, which consisted of those 6 pieces, he could exchange that for a preferred activity, such as playing chess with his preferred adult. In addition to those interventions, we put in place relationship building strategies, which included daily check-ins. So we checked in and out with him at buses in the morning when he came in to school and in the evenings, in the afternoons when he left. And he had positive interactions and break opportunities with a preferred adult. Positive regulation supports were also embedded throughout the day, including sensory breaks. So he was able to have movement opportunities. In addition to that, he also had weekly counseling sessions, which focused on emotional regulation. So data was collected daily for this case. Behavioral data included frequency of escalated behaviors, and academic data included the number of tasks completed out of 6. So the baseline phases occurred from January 13th to about January 30th, and the intervention phase occurred from February 2nd to March 11th. And here we have the behavior results. So here is the frequency of escalated behaviors that occurred over the course of 2 months or so. So at baseline, we can see that the frequency of behaviors is anywhere between 38 to 50. And after the introduction of that functional communication training, we can see here that there is a decrease in behavior. We eventually reach 0. We do have a spike here, but that may be due to lack of attendance. But overall, we do see a constant, steady decrease and eventually reaching 0. So this demonstrates a strong reduction in the problem behavior over a period of time. Now, for academic, the results here in this graph show the number of academic tasks completed during baseline and intervention. So here we have the baseline sessions, and we can see here that he completes about 1 to no tasks a day, and the task that he does complete is his preferred, which is math. So we have pretty low numbers in baseline. And then after the token economy system was introduced, we can see here that there is an increase in task completion. We do see a decrease here, but that could be again due to attendance issues in this period of time. However, we do go back up to reach about 6 completed tasks. So this indicates a strong improvement in the academic engagement. So what did I learn from this project? So from this project, I learned that preventative function-based interventions can significantly reduce problem behaviors while also increasing academic participation. So the student that I worked with began using communication instead of using his problem behaviors, and he was able to remain in the classroom for longer periods of time and have more access to his instruction. Now, why did this case study work? Why did our evidence-based interventions work? So the results occurred because the intervention addressed the function of the behavior and it taught appropriate communication. Reinforcement increased motivation, relationship building increased trust, and regulation supports helped prevent escalation. Moving forward for this student, we plan to gradually fade prompts and reinforcement. We want to increase academic expectations, maintain consistency across staff, and also continue monitoring progress through data collection to ensure consistency. Implication for educators. Now, this project does highlight several important implications for educators working with students who demonstrate challenging behaviors. First, it emphasizes the importance of teaching functional communication skills. Rather than only reducing behavior, students need to be taught what to do instead. So in this case, teaching the student to request a help or break significantly reduced escalated behaviors as they had a way to communicate their needs. Second, it demonstrates the effectiveness of function based preventative interventions. Behavior often serves as a purpose, such as escaping a task or gaining attention, and addressing the function is more effective than reactive strategies like removal from instruction or timeout procedures. The project also highlights the importance of individualized reinforcement. The token economy was successful because it was based on the student's interest. So it was composed of puzzle pieces, of chess puzzle pieces, which is the student's area of interest. And that led to an increase of motivation and engagement, especially because the reward was focused on his preferred items or preferred person. Additionally, relationship building also played a key role. So, positive interactions with his preferred adult helped build trust and increased his motivation to participate. The use of proactive regulation support, such as sensory breaks and emotional regulation instruction, helped prevent behaviors before they escalated. So it really helped him re-regulate and use the learned strategies in the real world environment in his classroom. Consistency across staff and data-based decision making were also essential in supporting progress and guiding intervention adjustments. So based on the data, there were slight adjustments made to improve his intervention and progress. So overall, the project showed that combining communication instruction, reinforcement, relationships, and proactive strategies can significantly improve both behavioral and academic outcomes, leading to student success. And thank you so much for listening.